Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, welcome to today's class. So today we are going to be working on the spine, on the spine flexion, but we are going to try to find equal flexion of the spine. So to do that, we are going to think of the spine with two poles, okay, the head and the pelvis. We are going to the flexion is going to be initiated from these two poles. Okay, so I demonstrated with this. I hope you have a better idea. So usually when we do a forward bend, okay, we bend, and this is what happens. This is the head, and the pelvis is not moving. Okay, or we can initiate it from the lower back. Okay, but what we are looking to do today, imagine this is the head and this is the pelvis. We're going to initiate the movement from the poles. So as you initiate the movement from the poles, you get an equal flexion of the spine. Okay, it's not a big flexion, but it's an equal flexion. So this is the concept that I want to work on today, and we're going to be practicing it with different exercises and different positions. So don't worry too much, just think about it. It's a little experiment, a little workshop to see what happens, to look at the flexion from a different perspective. Okay. So we're going to start standing today. So when you're ready, we're going to stand. I might need to move the camera a little bit. Let's see if you can see me here. Okay. Okay, so stand on the back of your mat, okay, or you can be on the front if you want to see me, but I'm gonna be here so you can see me from the sides, okay? So we are gonna start standing with the feet flat on the floor, okay, nice and tall, and we are gonna bend the legs, okay, just a little bit, not too much, but just soften them, bend them a little bit. So bending the legs give us movement on the pelvis. Okay, because if we have a straight, it's more difficult to move the pelvis. So bend them slightly, and then you're going to place your hands here on the back of the hands, the heads. Okay, so you can place one hand on top of the other to begin with. Okay, open your elbows nice and wide. We're going to take a deep breathing here. And on the breath out, we're going to start to move these two poles, the head towards the pelvis and the pelvis towards the head at the same time, equal movement. And then we lengthen up breathing. Okay, so breathe out, pelvis towards the head, head towards the pelvis. And breathe in as you lengthen up. Okay, so don't try to compensate the movement with the head, just move equally, both of them, one towards each other. So basically, the nose comes in alignment with your pubic bone. Okay, as you do the movement, and then you lengthen up tall. And think about lifting up before you go over. Okay, so lengthen before you go over, and then release. So breathe in as you lengthen, lift, and then breathe out as you go over. Equal movement on the pelvis and the head. And then you release. Okay, let's do that one more time this way. Breathe in. Lengthen and breathe out. Taking the two poles towards each other, and this is what is gonna be make the spine flex. Okay. Okay. So now we are gonna take the spine towards one side, twisting, and then we're gonna center, breathe in, and on the breath out we're gonna flex again. Flex. Taking the two poles towards each other. Lengthen up and twist to the other side. Good. Center, breathe in, and breathe out. Two poles towards each other. Okay, lengthen, breathe in, and breathe out as you twist to the other side. Good. Breathe in center, breathe out as you flex. Breathe in center, breathe out as you flex. Good. One more time on each side. Twist at your own pace, twisting the spine, okay? Keeping your elbows nice and wide and open if possible. it does very hard for you for your shoulders, maybe keep your hands on the shoulders, okay, instead of on the heads, okay? Good. And now we're gonna do a side bend. So now we're gonna take, maybe change the position of the hands before we do that, and then you bend over one side, and then you center, breathe in, and on the breath out you flex, and center, breathe in, and breathe out, you bend over the other side. Okay? On your own pace, we're gonna do it 2 more times. Flex, center as you lengthen, breathe out as you bend over the other side. Center, taking the 2 paws towards each other, lengthen, and bending the spine. Okay, we do 1 more time on each side. And 1 more time. Last one. And bending, flexing. And then lengthen up and release. Okay, you're gonna straighten the legs now. Stretch the arms up. And we're gonna circle our arms. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we take the arms up. We place the hands back behind the heads, and this time we're gonna do a full roll down, but we're gonna start by taking the 2 paws towards each other. Okay, maybe trying to go further down as you are gonna go as far as you can go before letting the hips and the pelvis release and go all the way down to the floor. Okay, then you take a deep breath in and the breath out, roll up. Find again these points and then press up and roll back up to lengthen the spine and extend both arms nice and tall. Circle. 1, 2. Allow the breathing to go with the movement. And 3. Hands behind the heads. Taking the 2 paws towards each other. Good. And then find the points that you can go before you need to let go of the hips and pelvis to roll all the way down to the floor. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as you roll up. Find this point, nose in alignment with the pubic bone, and then lengthen your spine up. Nice and tall. Extend your arms. 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. We do it 1 more time. Last one. Taking the 2 paws towards each other. Nose in alignment with the pubic bone. You can go further down, then you let go of the pelvis and hips. Roll down. And then you roll back up. Find again this point. And then lengthen your spine up. Good. 3 more circles. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're gonna go down to the floor in an all fours position now. We're gonna be actually in a high knee position, but I'm gonna give bandana a modification. You're gonna be standing, okay, and you're gonna do it here. So instead of going down, okay, we're gonna be here, you're gonna be here, okay, and try to do the same exercise here, taking the 2 paws towards each other. And then we're gonna carry on doing exercises on the knees or fours. You're gonna go bandana towards one wall, and you're gonna find this position, okay, to do the exercises here. We're gonna do push-ups, okay. We're gonna take the 2 paws towards each other. So this is gonna be the modification for you. So the rest of us, we're gonna roll down, okay, and then we're gonna come to our kneeling position. So high kneeling, okay, and then take one leg in front. I'm gonna do my left first, so you can see me here. So you can do your left as well, or your right. It is better for you to see me. Try to find the balance here, okay? And try to keep your knee over the ankle. And some of you might need to tuck the toes under, or you might need to place a cushion under your knee, okay? If you need to cushion of a roll tower. Okay, so we're gonna place the hands again behind the hips. One hand on top of the other. And then we're gonna take the two poles towards each other. And you're gonna feel a nice, lovely stretch here on the front of your hips. And then you lengthen up. On the out breath, taking the two poles towards each other, pelvis to head, head to pelvis equally. And then you lengthen up. And again. Equal movement. And you lengthen. You do compensate with the head. You don't take the head farther down. You move equally, both poles. And then you lengthen up. Okay? So this time we're going to hold the position. Hold it there as you leave your heel up and drop it down. Heel up and down. From heel up and down as you hold the position. Up and down. Lovely. One more. Last one. Up and down. We're going to lengthen. And we're going to take the chest up towards the ceiling. Counter position. Chest up to ceiling. And then we'll release. Okay? And now we're going to swap sides. So you need to place something under the knee, do so. Okay? Good. Finding the same position. And when you're ready, we're going to maybe place now the other hand on top of the other, changing, and you take the two poles towards each other equally and lengthen. So as you breathe out, taking the two poles to each other and lengthen. And exhale. And breathing in. Good. Breathe out. It's a lovely stretch on the front of the hips. And now you hold the position there and leave your heel up and down. 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 Lovely. Release and take your chest up towards the ceiling. And then release. Okay, well done. So we're going to find our all fours position now. So now bandana, you go against the wall, okay? So with your arms straight, okay? And then you keep your wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we're going to do the movement at the moment just with the pelvis. So we're going to try to isolate the pelvis here with a movement. So we just move on the out breath. You might need, maybe benefit if you put your hand on the sides. It's optional, okay? Just to take the pelvis down, your fingers down towards the back of your legs as you move just the pelvis, and then you release, okay? So you take it, just the pelvis, like a pelvis tilt, okay? Taking your tailbone under, and then you release, okay? They're trying to move only the pelvis, only this pole, and release, okay? And again, just the pelvis. Okay, last one. And we're gonna try to move the two poles now, okay? So pelvis to head, head to pelvis, nose in alignment with the pubic bone, and then lengthen. On the out breath, take the two poles towards each other, and breathe in as you release. Breathe out, and breathe in as you release and lengthen. Good. We're gonna do it one more time, this one. Okay, lovely. So give a little stretch to your spine. Release a little bit of tension on your wrist, okay? You can Place your arms by your side for a moment to release tension. Okay, we're gonna come back to the old fours position. Again, so this time we're gonna take the right shoulder or one shoulder, the one that works for you, as you can see me, towards the same hip. Okay, and then you center, and then you take one pole towards each other, two poles to each other, and then you lengthen, and then you take the other shoulder towards the other hip and lengthen. Okay, and again, poles towards each other, lengthen, shoulder to hip, lengthen, two poles towards each other, lengthen, and shoulder to knee. Release, and again, two poles towards each other, and lengthen. So now we're gonna do the twist. So we're gonna place one hand under the other arm, one arm under, so this gives us our twist, and then we press up and take two poles towards each other, lengthen, and we twist the other side, and center, and we take two poles towards each other, and lengthen. Okay, one more time on each side. Twisting, and release. Taking the two poles towards each other, equal flexion of the spine. Center, lengthen, and do the other side. And one more flexion here. Lovely, and then we'll release. Sit on your heels again, take a little break. Make this. So we're gonna come back to our all fours position and move the hands slightly farther away from your shoulders, okay, just a little bit. And then we're gonna initiate the flexion here. So here towards the pelvis, pelvis towards the head, okay, find the position. And take your hips, start to take your hips forwards and down, so your shoulders are now over the hands. Lengthen the spine, and then we do a push-up, just one. Down, push-up. Look towards your knees again, and take the back of your waist up and back, and then lengthen the spine. Okay, so we do that again. So finding the flexion here, equal flexion, and then taking the hips forwards, lengthen the spine, push up, press up, look towards the knees, and take your spine, the back of the waist back and up. Okay, and lengthen the spine. Good. So when you're ready again, finding the flexion, hips forwards, lengthen the spine, push up. So make sure you don't drop the pelvis, okay? I want a straight line here when you are here. Make sure you are not here dropping. I want a straight line for you to do the push up, okay? And then look towards the knees and come back up. We do it one more time, okay? So knee towards the head towards the pelvis, pelvis to head, hips forwards, but don't go too far down. Lengthen, so the back of the head is in alignment with back of the ribs and pelvis. You are not doing a cobra push up. Then look towards your knees and take the back of the waist back and up. Okay, and then we're gonna sit on our heels. Take a break here. You can take your arms by the sides, palms facing up. maybe as we rest here, you can take hold, place your hands on top of the back. So you place take hold of one wrist, elbows drop down, and then you start to take your elbows up, chest up, and see if you can extend your arms only as far as you can do. So you can go comfortably, and then you release. Okay, we do that again. So elbows up, arms up, stretch shoulders, the chest, and release. And then take hold of the other wrist. And we do the same here. So taking the elbows up, opening the chest, and extending the arms. And then release. One more time, elbows, chest, and arms. And then gently release. Okay, good. So roll up to kneeling, and we're gonna shift the weight to one side, come to the front of the mat, and we're gonna find a spine. We're gonna do a spine stretch. Okay. To find the position here, you can have your legs slightly bent if you need to, in order to give your spine taller. Okay, you can sit on top of one block as well if you need to. Okay, we're gonna start with the hands here again behind the heads. And same concept, we're gonna, on the out breath, we're gonna move the two poles, pelvis towards the head, head towards the pelvis. So very subtle movement here, breathe out, and the breathe in to lengthen up. Okay, and again on the breathe out, taking the two poles towards each other and lengthen up. And again. And lengthen. And one more time. Two poles towards each other. And lengthen up, fantastic. And we're gonna roll down on our back, okay? So you can place the hands behind the legs and roll down. Okay, find your semi-supine position, feet flat on the floor, hip distance apart, okay, parallel. And we're gonna clasp the hands behind the head or place one hand on top of the other, what works better for you. Okay, so on the out breath, same concept, taking the pelvis towards the head towards the pelvis. Equal movement. And then you release time. Breathe in. Okay, breathe out. Pelvis towards the head towards the pelvis. And breathe in, release. Okay, breathe out. Pelvis towards the head towards the pelvis. And release. That's good. And again. Lovely. Now we're gonna hold the position. Okay, hold it there. Try to keep the lift of the pelvis as you take your right leg up, and then you take it down. And then you pick up your left leg and release it down. Okay, so let's do it again. Trying to keep the pelvis, the tilting here on the pelvis. Okay, as you leave your legs up. Gonna do one more time on each leg. Well done, and then release down. Okay, extend your legs, extend your arms. Take a little break here, reach long. And we're gonna find the same position when you're ready. Okay, bend your legs, hands behind the heads. You can change the position of the hands maybe. Okay, so this time, same thing, taking the two poles towards each other, finding the position, keeping the tilting on the pelvis. This time we're gonna do double leg fold, so you take the right leg up, and then keeping the tilting left leg up, okay? And then drop one and drop the other, okay? So on the out breath, left, right, and then left down, and right down, okay? We're gonna try to keep this tilted, square hard, right, and left, and right down, And left down, lovely. One more time. Keep the tilted, left, right, left, and right, and release down. Okay, good. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Stretch, stretch long. Lovely, find the same position. This time bring your feet really right below the knees, okay? A little bit closer to your bottom. Okay, and on the out breath, we're gonna tilt the pelvis and we're gonna roll the spine up to the tips of the shoulder blades. We breathe in there and breathe out as you release all the way. Okay, on the out breath, it's rolling your spine. Breathe in and breathe out as you roll the spine down. Okay, 2 more times. Breathe out as you roll up. Press down with your feet, with your toes. Breathe in and breathe out as you roll the spine down. Lovely. One more time. Breathe out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as you roll all the way down. Okay, let's get our feet together and legs together. And we're gonna take the knees on the breath in, knees towards the right, trying to keep them together. On the out breath, you're gonna take them back to center. So breathe in, legs to the left, as far as you can go, keeping them down and keeping your shoulders on the floor, and then back to center. Okay, so one side to the other, keeping your shoulders, your elbows down on the floor. And squeezing your legs together as you take them back to center. Okay, next time you go to one side, maybe to the side that you can see me. Take the legs to the sides. Okay, and then we're gonna take the elbow on top of the other elbow. Okay, so we are on the sides here. Okay, on the side of your hip. Okay, so we're gonna take the 2 paws towards each other here. So pelvis to head, head to pelvis. Okay, and then we release and we open up the elbow, twisting the spine, and then we do that again. Okay, elbow to elbow, take the 2 paws towards each other, release, open, twist, and take it back. Okay, so 2 paws towards each other, lengthen, open up, and take it back. And one more time. Pulse towards each other, lengthen, open up, and take it back. Okay, and now we're gonna come up, keeping the legs in the same position. You're gonna rest the hands on the sides there. Okay, we're gonna start bending the elbow as you bend over the sides. Okay, it, and then you're gonna bend to the other side. Okay, and then you go again to the side, bending the elbow. Breathe out, breathe in there, and breathe out. So you go to the other side. Good, and bend, and over the other side. Allow the breathing to go with the movement. One more time. Bend over and bend over the other side. Fantastic. And then release. Okay. And we're gonna change the position. So starting here. Okay. And we're gonna start taking the 2 paws to each other, pelvis to head, head to pelvis. And release and open up the spine, open up the elbow, chest, and take the elbow towards the elbow, round, pelvis to head, head to pelvis, release, and open. Okay, so carry on the out breath. pelvis to head, head to pelvis, lengthen, open and twist, and take it back, and again, lengthen, open and twist, keeping the legs together, and take it back. Okay, we're gonna come up. So keep the legs in the same position, placing the hands on the floor here. We're gonna bend over, okay? And then you bend over the other side. Good, and again, bend over, bending the ankle, and over the other side. That's good, and again, and over the other side, and again, and over the side. Fantastic. Well done, and release. Okay, so we're gonna go on a kneeling position again, but now you can be on the sides here, okay? Just doing this exercise on the sides, okay? So the rest of us, we're gonna be on our all fours position. Okay, so you can tuck your toes under. I'm gonna give you two options here. So option one, have a look. With one leg, just start to take one leg towards the head, taking the two paws towards each other, okay, with the same concept here. Two paws with each other, and then you release and lengthen. And then again, two paws towards each other, and you take the knee with you, and then you release and lengthen. Okay, if you want to work a bit harder, you're gonna hover your knees, just hover. And then you're gonna do the same, two paws towards each other, and then you're gonna lengthen. Okay, two paws towards each other, and lengthen. We're gonna do 4 times on each leg, okay? So don't remember to take the pelvis towards the head, head to pelvis. That's the first movement, and then you release and lengthen. Okay, when you've done 4 times on one leg, then you release, and you do the other leg, okay? The other side. So maybe hover the legs. If you want to work harder, take the two paws towards each other and lengthen. Lengthen, do 2 more times. And lengthen, and 1 more time. And lengthen. Wow, it's hard with the knees off the floor. And sit on your heels, straight. Take a nice break here. Come back to your lateral breathing. And when you're ready, roll up through the spine. Okay, we're gonna lie down to a kind of counter position here. Okay, so lie on your front. We're gonna extend the arms. So I'm gonna give you options again. Okay, have a look maybe first. Okay, so first option is the normal swimming. You lift and lengthen opposite arm and leg. You lift the head a little bit. So this one is for the ones who have lower back problems and can really go very high up. Okay, and you stay just there, and then release, and then you do the other side, and then release. Okay, if you want to work a bit harder, you're gonna, one option, tuck your toes under and press down with the toes so you lift your knees off the floor, and you're gonna hold that position there, and then you're gonna lift here, and then you're gonna take your right arm and your left leg up at the same time, and then you lower, and then you do the other side. And then you lower, okay? So when you take the foot, you keep the other toes pressing down, and you go up and down, okay? Those of you who want to work slightly harder, you're gonna keep your legs hover throughout the exercise, okay? On the out breath, up and down. And also having your legs a little bit hover when you go farther up, it stops you from overusing your lower back. Sometimes we tend to overuse it with these exercises, okay? And make it your last one. Lovely, and then release down. Good. Hands below the shoulders, head up, breathe in, breathe out, push up. Sit back on your heels. Take a deep breath in, and on the breath out, roll up through the spine. Okay, good. And this time we're gonna find our spine stretch position again, okay? So this is going to be the position, maybe legs not too farther apart, just a little bit. And if you want to keep the knees slightly off the floor, okay, to keep your spine taller, do so, sit on top of a block. Okay, so arms in front of the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. So we're going to take the two poles towards each other, pelvis to head, head to pelvis, to have this equal flexion of the spine. Okay, and then from here, we're going to take the spine back, roll back, just there. Okay, stay there, hold the position, and then you're going to take one leg up and down, and then you're going to take the other leg up and down, and again, one leg and lower, and the other leg and lower. Lovely. And we're going to take the spine back and lengthen up. Okay, we do that again. So when you're ready, on the out breath, two poles towards each other, nose in alignment with the pubic bone, and then you're going to roll back, keeping the shape, okay, keeping the shape. Hold it there, one leg up, down, the other leg up and down, one more time on each leg, up, down, and up, and down, fantastic, and roll up, keeping the shape, lengthen up. Good, okay, this time, on the out breath, same position, same starting movement, two poles towards each other, and this time we go forwards, and try to keep the arms in alignment with your ears here, okay? And then you're gonna lengthen the spine, lengthen, okay? And then you flex again, come back to the starting position, and lengthen up. Okay, so when you're ready, two poles towards each other, start to go forwards, lengthen your spine, release, find your starting position, and lengthen your spine. Okay, well done everyone, and release. We're gonna lie down on our backs again. So going all the way down. Good. Okay, so we're gonna do the 5 abdominal series here, but with this concept of keeping the tilting of the pelvis, okay? So we're gonna take our right knee on the chest, or one knee on the chest, okay? Pressing the hands there. You're gonna take the head, same thing, head towards the pelvis, pelvis towards the head. Again, keeping this lifting here on the pelvis, okay? And keeping the position, we're gonna extend the other leg, and then we're gonna switch legs. So you don't go too far down with the leg to be able to keep the tilting of your pelvis, okay? Switch there, and try to keep this equal flexion on the spine as you stretch your legs. That's good. And make your last one. And then release for a moment. Knees on the chest. Good. We're going to prepare for a double leg stretch now. So with the same concept, keeping this tilting here of the pelvis, head towards the pelvis. So for this double leg stretch, we're going to take the legs just straight up, breathe in, and breathe out as you circle. So to be able to keep the tilting of the pelvis, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so focus on keeping the tilting of your pelvis as you do the exercise. Inhale, exhale, good. And one more time, inhale and exhale. And then release your head down. Good, so you can roll the head from side to side, release a bit of tension. Okay, so next one on the abdominal series, we have our single leg straight stretch. Okay, so finding the position, two balls towards each other, extend the legs, one closer to your head, the other a little bit further apart, just keeping the pelvic, the tilting. Exhale for 2 and switch 2, switch 2, switch 2. Don't go too far down with the leg in order to keep the tilting. Switch 2, switch 2, switch 2, last one, switch 2, switch 2, lovely. We keep both legs together, hands behind the heads, resting the head on the hands, and then we take the legs towards the chest, and then we take them slightly back down. Okay, just a little bit in order to keep this tilting, just a little bit, moving them forwards and backwards. Lovely. Okay, now crisscross. We're gonna bend one leg, take the shoulder towards the knee, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Don't let the tilting go, it's hard. Switch, 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 and one more time on each side, switch, and switch. Fantastic, and release down. Squeeze the knees on the chest, release. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, and squeeze, and release. Okay, and take your head from side to side. Okay, so last exercise, shoulder bridge. So feet below the knees. This time we'll keep the arms by the sides, okay? And in the out breath, we're going to start rolling the spine up again, rolling all the way up. Okay. And when you go all the way up, let's think about the position here. So take your breastbone towards the nose, okay? Breastbone to the nose, and open up your collarbone, dropping the shoulders down to the floor. Okay, now take the front of the thighs towards the back of the room and soften your ribs. Soften your ribs here. Okay, so you take a deep breath in there, and then on the breath out, will release all the way. Okay, and we're gonna do that again. On the out breath, tilting and rolling up. So think about all these points: breastbone to the nose, collarbone nice and open, front of the thighs towards the back of the room, and softening of the ribs. Breathe in and breathe out to lower. We're gonna do it 2 more times. On the out breath, roll up, press down with your feet, keep your toes down on the floor, press in. Think about all these points, check them. Then take a deep breath in and breathe out as you lower. We do one last one. On the out breath, press down with the feet, with the toes as you roll your spine up. Think about all these points. Collarbone open. Next to your chin is far east away from the chest. Okay, keeping the space between the chin and the chest. Softening the ribs. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out as you release all the way down to the floor. Good. Have your right knee on the chest. Stretch out your left leg. Okay, you can place the hands behind the thighs if it works better for you. Okay, taking the knee towards the chest. Maybe circle your ankle here as you stretch in one direction. And then reverse the way of this circle. Big circles. Okay, you're going to start to take your knee across the body. Extending the other arm, looking towards the hands. and then release. Extend this leg. Good. Take the other knee towards the chest. And stretch here, so you can place the hands maybe behind the thighs. Good. And start to circle your ankle in one direction. Drawing big circles. And reverse. Good. And start to take the leg across the body. Extend the other arm, look towards the hands. And then release. Okay, extend your legs, take your arms over the head, reach long, reaching away through your toes and your fingers. Flex your feet and point your toes. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and last one, flex and point. Okay, lovely. Take your arms by your side with your palms facing up. Open your legs slightly wider and allow your feet to fall apart and relax. And just close your eyes. And breathe in and out through the nose on your tummy normally. Good. Allow your feet and your toes to relax. Ankles, shin bones, and calf muscles. Relax. Allow your knees and your thighs to relax. Hips, pelvis, and bottom. Relax. Allow your back, your abdomen, and your chest to relax. Shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, hands and fingers. Relax. Allow your neck, your jaw, relax. Lips, mouth, cheeks and nose, eyes and forehead. Allow your head to relax. And allow your mind to relax. Let go of any thoughts. Only focus on your breathing. And start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Take one knee at a time towards your chest. Just rock side to side gently. And then roll on one side. Take a few deep breaths on your sides. And when you're ready, on your own time, there's no rush. You can use your hand to push yourself up. Okay, lovely. So well done, everyone. Thank you for joining the class today.